Hey everyone, welcome to Monday-Runday. Slow these trains down real quick. And there's the other one. All right, let's see. Shoo! Give me a second, guys. All right, everyone, happy Monday-Runday. Welcome to, I don't even know what show this is. Let me turn this camera over. Turn the light off on here. Shoo! Turn the crossing gates off so they don't scare the crap out of me. All right, there we are. How's everyone doing? Nick from Nick's Crossing. Welcome to Monday-Runday. This is a scheduled live program on the channel. Every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're always here. Anyone watching the replay, anyone new, welcome to the channel. Don't really have a lot going on, honestly. It's just been an interesting week with everything. And I do have some other events coming up that are railroad related and some adventures. But this weekend was actually just pretty relaxed. I've got a couple reviews coming out. I'm trying to push more train reviews other than like rail fanning and stuff like that. But it'll definitely be, be posted soon. I'm trying to do at least 2 uploads a week with the live stream. And if there's a third upload, it's kind of like a bonus type of thing. But so far tonight, we have a few people in here. We already have 5 likes. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I did see North Country Trains is on a camping trip, so he won't be here. Friend Roger said hello. NH Yard Limit, I'm assuming that stands for New Haven. Welcome. How's it going? Girlfriend Roger says his internet sucks as well. Yeah, unfortunately, tis the season. We get like weird storms and different this weather right now is really awesome. It's like really cool outside. So it was a great day walking around. Raylan, what's going on? Welcome. Today we actually walked around. I haven't been feeling well. I actually went to the doctor's today. I've had like an ear problem. So I couldn't go into work today. It hurts really bad. I'm on a bunch of meds now. It's kind of making me like feel under the weather even more so than the ear problem. But it's what I get for staying in a pool for like 5 hours on Saturday. But yeah, I guess they call it like swimmer's ear or whatever, or ear infection. So my ears are like they're clogged up and they kind of hurt. So yeah, so I've been dealing with that. So I after the appointment, whatever, we went walking around to just somewhere to get some air instead of being trapped up in the house all day. But it's just been an eventful day. I got some new stuff to show you guys this week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Those will all be posted in like a review form, so you guys will get to check out those as well. The reviews are doing really well, so I guess you guys are watching those, and they're a lot of fun to film. So I can't complain. So, anyone have anything going on this week or anything they did this weekend? Anything like that? Trying to keep this boat afloat. At least it's not hot up here tonight. Like usually it's like balling hot. Like it's a little toasty, but it's not an oven like it usually is up here. Also got my coffee. But yeah, it's just been a one heck of a week. So it's yeah, other than today, I didn't really go out this weekend to do any filming, and we did the live stream from Amtrak. If you guys haven't checked that out, we caught 3 Amtrak trains. It's pretty dark. I was supposed to go out on the platform and film, and we did a live stream format after the train was about basically we got, what was it? The train was late. It was still in Delaware from where we were filming, which is about 30 miles north of where we had to be. So the train was definitely late. So I went back to Nikki's car. I was just like, you know what? I'll just stream You know, why not? So we did a live stream. It was a lot of fun. We caught um, two unexpected trains, one expected. It was a lot of fun. They were flying by. They're really quiet locomotives. They're all electric locomotives, so we could barely hear them coming around. And I was standing on the platform. This guy came over and like shined a light. Like, it was just a worker. It wasn't like the cops or anything. But I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit in the car. They can't get mad at me if I'm sitting from the car. So that stream is up. If you guys would like to check that out, you can kind of skip through to see the trains. Ralph and Roger was there. He was like, train time. Every time a train went by, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, but pretty much just a really relaxed weekend. I really didn't go out filming this weekend. I just kind of took it easy. But there is stuff planned out for August and this fall. This fall is going to be like jam packed with road trips, things like that. Got some amusement park stuff coming up, and also, it's a little early. There are some, some channels that are friends of ours. They're doing a lot of Halloween stuff. So Halloween's huge at this house. The one door in there is all Halloween stuff. So when we're setting up, or maybe I'll go through some like product reviews, things like that, so you guys can get some tips and tricks for Halloween. I've been doing Halloween for about almost 2 decades now, honestly, and it's just something that's a part of me, like Christmas. I hope to do more Christmas videos this year as well, especially running trains under the tree, and maybe do Christmas-esque live stream, things like that. And maybe we'll do like a Christmas party live stream. But all these ideas that I have, they're definitely going to be out, throughout the year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But I'm looking forward to the cooler weather. This hot weather can go away. I went swimming once this summer and I get swimmer's ear, so that's where I'm at right now. So the summer has not been too kind to me. Between that and like trying to cool this house down, it's been a nightmare. But at least we're still alive. No internet issues thus far. Knock on wood for that. But yeah, hopefully you guys have had a great day, great weekend. It's supposed to be a nicer week than last week, and I've got the windows open up here. So if you guys hear any like birds and stuff, they're not in the attic, they're outside. So but anyways, I ended up picking up some new locomotive parts and things. That review will be out this week. I ended up picking up, you guys will see it here. You guys get kind of like the sneak peek. So I kind of like doing it on live streams. Anyone watching the replay or anything new, or anyone new in the channel or in the stream, that's something I like to do. I kind of give you guys a sneak peek of the new stuff that's coming out, give you guys a little bit of a heads up, because I do not, unfortunately, have the community tab yet. I need 1,000 subs for that. The Facebook channel, or the Facebook page, not channel. Unfortunately, I can't really post a lot on there because I don't have all you guys there, so it wouldn't be very effective. I've got just a handful of page likes on there. So for right now, I'd kind of give the word out through the live streams. But yeah, it's just been a crazy, crazy month. So let's see. So one of the new items is actually over in the shed. Well, you guys will see that a little bit later. It's part of the thumbnail, and it's an extended vision line caboose that I recently picked up for like nothing at all. It was like 20 bucks or so. And it works really well. It smokes like the best out of all my other vision line cabooses or caboose. And I've got another extended vision line on the inner track. It's a Western Maryland that was going around. It doesn't smoke as well. I think the people who had it before me, they didn't really take good care of it. So it clogged up. And yeah, honestly, I should take it apart and clean out the smoke wick. But I'm not sure if there's a way to do that. I'm not sure if it's like a plastic smoke bowl in there. It's just going to fall apart on me. But it's like 80s, 1980s Lionel. Same with the new Vision Line caboose that I got was like, I think it's from 1989. They're all from that same time period in there. So if I end up taking those apart, I'll do a tutorial on that so you guys can get an idea of how to take that stuff apart without destroying it, and hopefully I don't destroy it in the process. That'd be awful. Also got coffee tonight, of course. Try to keep me alive. But yeah, the meds they gave me are just like, it's awful. It's killer, man. Got to keep my fluids up. Like, it's crazy. Let's see. Trying to see if the chat is frozen or not, because I got the spinning wheel of death with the cursor. That's always good. Of course. Oh, everything's good. So if anyone has anything they'd like to talk about in the sidebar there, just send a chat away. Yeah, I just got a bunch of crazy stuff planned, like I said, for this fall. I want to get up to Cumberland to see the Western Maryland Scenic. I have no idea what's going on with the 1309. I don't know if anyone does. If anyone has any word on that, like send me an email or send a message in here. I have no idea what's going on with 1309. It's just been sitting there. I heard that Western Maryland had some problems with maintenance. I'm not sure how true that is. I don't know. I heard it through a grapevine, but I would love to get out there and see that awesome locomotive. And then I also forgot, in 2 weeks, Diesel Day at the B&O Railroad Museum. I'll be there with a bunch of my awesome friends from YouTube. All my I'm trying to get a couple more people to go, but right now it's going to be myself, Nikki, and also Jamie Macon from her channel. She's going to be filming, I'm sure, as the trains go by. So if you guys would like to come out and say hi, it's not like an official meetup or something, but I'll definitely be there. Hey, there she is. Modding from work. I see. Haha. But yeah, it's just been pretty chill weekend. I got to thank Nikki for sticking by me all day, dealing with the health problems I've been dealing with today. And it's painful. I haven't had like an ear problem in like years. Like, God, I don't know, like maybe since I was like a youngster. But I remember how horrible and painful that is. It's not as bad, but it hurts. We can actually get to running some other stuff while more people come in, all that good stuff. Today I'm actually running my New York Central F units that I haven't ran in a while. And then on the next track, I've got, hold up. I got the New York Central F units with a huge passenger train. It's almost as like long as the layout. So pretty much once the engine goes by, it actually almost kisses itself in the tail on the way back. It's kind of funny. The second track, I've got, I kept most of the CNO freight cars as last week, but the last car is a Western Maryland extended Vision Line caboose, with smoke. Woo. Fancy. We all love things that smoke. And then up top, I've got the new engine that, if you guys saw from the beginning, it's a new Jeep. It's a new high hood. So, surprise. I've got an addiction to the high hood engines. They're just, I think they're just cool. That's all. I mean, got that classic, like 1950s, late 1940s look that I like going for. And it's a post-war, actually, it's my first post-war Jeep. So it's definitely going to be a part of this collection for a long time. But she's towing around let's see. I forgot what I hooked up to her. Oh, going the wrong way. Let's see. Got a Conrail boxcar, Penn Central boxcar, 2 radioactive flat cars, and then an NYC caboose. And the new diesel is actually up top. And like I said, that review will be out this week for sure. I did a ton of work to that thing. It was a mess. Like if any of you guys have ever opened up one of these locomotives with the horn circuit in it and the battery exploded and there's like battery acid on like everything, that's what I had to go with this engine. You guys will see that a little bit later in the stream, but I had to pretty much clean the entire thing out there was battery acid like everywhere on the inside. It actually corroded a lot of the mounting parts in there. I had to do a lot of retooling and things like that. But I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of the work I had to do on that. It was just kind of nuts. Like, honestly, taking the whole thing apart, retooling it, and then putting it all back, and hopefully, hoping it worked. That'll also be in the review. Like, I've got tons of pictures to share in the Nick's review I'm going to do on that engine, so you guys can kind of see the step process. I also had to put in new lighting because the sockets were completely. There's usually 2 sockets in the post-war Jeeps, and the sockets were actually corroded, so they wouldn't pick up electricity. And I went to solder it, and then honestly, one of the sockets just crumbled. So I was like, well, I'm gonna put LEDs in there. So if it hurts the value, I'm sorry. I probably prolonged the value of the engine for putting LEDs in there. If a diehard Lionel collector saw this engine, he'd probably kill me for putting LEDs inside of a post-war shell. But it was in such bad shape when I got the thing, and it needed a good home, and it's in a great home here at Nick's Crossing Studio. I got the others back here, all in a great home. I take care of this stuff as the best as I can, and yeah, it's just one of those things. So you guys will see that a little bit later in here. Forgot what else. I've got a couple other tutorials out. If you guys are interested, I got a couple of lighting tutorials that are going to come out probably this week too. They are for just basic wiring kits that you can get for a couple bucks, and you just really just hook them up to your accessory power, and it's good to go. So be a lot of fun. But I'm going to run some trains, see who else comes into the stream. I'm glad you guys are all here. It's been a hectic, crazy day. Pretty crazy week as well. But yeah, thank you all for stopping in. We're gonna run some more trains, see who else stops by, and yeah, these trains are, like I said, these are Williams F units. They look just like the Lionel post-war units that are worth a lot more money. Like, these run great and everything. They look awesome. It's just they are classic series Williams, so they're not as collectible. Here, I'll show you guys. Heading to Disneyland to stream for the evening. Hey, that sounds like fun. Disneyland or Disney, like, I'm assuming that's California. So that's, oh, there's the F units. I'll get a better picture. I'll actually lower this camera down. Yeah, I've never been to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World a few times, but yeah, Disneyland is on my list of things to do. It's God, it's gonna be a while. But yeah, I love Disney. I love Disney World. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna see the fireworks. Awesome. Yeah, I remember. Here, I'll put this camera back a little bit so you guys can see. Whoa. There we go. Whoops, we'll go this way. Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of New York Central. I'm a Pensy guy, but I mean, I can't pass up these engines with the lightning bolts and everything. These are beautiful locomotives. I gotta respect the classics. They all light up and everything. Let's see. There you go. Just like the post-war. But yeah, Disney fireworks, no matter which park you're in, I'm sure they're amazing. You'll definitely have fun with that. Yeah, there we go. And these are the 2344s. So I've heard these are actually just a complete copy of the Lionel version. And these actually crawl pretty well. Love It's a Small World at Disneyland. Like this, it's a small world. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is my kingdom. It's not Lionelville, but it's pretty darn close. It's Nicksville, I guess. But But yeah, Small World's pretty cool. I would like to see the original really bad. I mean, I've seen the Disney World. It's a Small World, and I've heard it doesn't do it justice and things like that. It'll be streaming for 2 hours or so. Wow. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Are you using like a phone to stream by any chance, or are you streaming directly to like YouTube? I actually use a couple apps and things like that. Lance, what's up, buddy? Hey, Lance, check out these counterfeit like Lino looking engines. These are like the most like these are William. I love Williams, like, but they totally ripped off this set. Here, I'll show you the front. I'll spin it over. It's like totally ripped off a Lionel. But they run great. I mean, oops. It's pulling a lot of cars. Williams. Yeah, because I've always tried streaming from my phone using it's called Prism Studio. It works pretty well, but sometimes it acts a little goofy. That's what I was asking. I'm trying to look up trying to use StreamYard for the mobile, see if that works any better. But yeah. Yeah, Williams totally ripped this off. And on the bottom it says like Williams Classic Series. But it runs really, really nice. I can't complain. It's a beautiful looking locomotive. So my only complaint with the Williams stuff is that it runs at such a low amperage. If you have automatic switches, sometimes it doesn't flip them unless you have them cranked, or like you have a ton of cars pulling it, so it is drawing in the power it needs to switch the solenoids inside the automatic switches. Because I've had some really nasty derails with some of the Williams engines that, has like a shorter train, or if I'm towing like MPC era box cars or something like that, or flat cars that have no weight to them, it just doesn't have the power to, do that, because you're using, I guess it's not drawing as much power because those little DC motors they put in the Williams stuff. But this set, this set would actually work pretty well. Let's see. Oh, the True Blast horn. I don't have the True Blast horn. They just gave me this thing. Here. Let's see. That's all I got. Oh, geez. Yeah, all it has is that one horn. I'd like to put in rail sounds, because these engines are just too nice to have that typical like Williams horn. There's a bell, but it kind of sounds like the bell kind of sounds like a someone hitting a frying pan with a hammer. Oh, I just saw an arc over there. Oh, it's just going over the switch. Oh, he saw me at Disney once. Oh no, I haven't been there like in like 10 years. Here, I'll do this. Tour of the house. Nah, I'm staying up here. You guys are all wired in. You're not leaving the studio. Plus, I got my coffee. I can't carry this around, and then a laptop, and then a webcam, and then my microphone. It would be a mess. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, that horn is pretty sad. Like I said, I'd like to put in, if I can get a True Blast system put in there, that'd be really cool. Keep it all original Williams. I wouldn't mind getting, oh God, like rail sounds. You can get the rail sounds. It's the circuit card, the speaker, the what is it? The magnetic switch that you glue the little magnet to the wheel so it picks up on the RPMs and stuff like that. And yeah, so I might get one of those, but they're on eBay right now for like $80, which is really steep for a circuit card that's been kind of superseded by the Lion Chief stuff. But I think Rail Sound sounded better than the Lion Chief. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't own any Lion Chief locomotives at the moment, but yeah, I don't find the Lion Chief stuff that I don't think it sounds that good compared to like the Rail Sound stuff that I had growing up, or like I've got a Steam Sounds Tender from like 2005. It sounds like a steam engine. It goes through all the chugging. It's loud. You don't have to sit there with the remote and dial it back. All that stuff. It's all conventional, so you can run it anywhere you want. The only problem with it needs a new battery. I have to figure that out. I don't know if it needs a rechargeable battery or just a 9-volt. If it needs a 9-volt, I'll go to the store and just pick one up and put it in. But my Santa Fe's back there. Basically, I've got another Rail Sounds Santa Fe FT unit. Yep, FT unit. And that sounds amazing too. It's not as loud as I'd like it to be, but I remember when I first bought it, or I was given that as a Christmas gift. I remember how loud it was. I was like, man, this is the coolest thing ever. And then that following year, they came out the Lion Chief remote. And my dad and I sat there, we're just like, what is this? It looks like I know they're toy trains, but we were just like, man, this looks kind of like a cheap way out type of thing. But I have friends that run Lion Chief stuff. They enjoy it for what I do and everything. I don't know if I don't really have I don't have a need to purchase any of that stuff. NH Yard, unfortunately, no. I have plenty of mods that do it. At the moment, I'm sorry. 611 does not run again at Strasbourg until August 20th. Huh. Wonder why that is. They sound tiny. Yeah, a friend of mine has actually two friends of mine actually have Lion Chief engines. They have the Conrail GP40 or GP30. I think it's GP40. Another friend has the Budweiser train, and he had a lot of problems with that Budweiser train. It was Lion Chief controlled, and it was the steam engine, I think, caught on fire. It like went poof. Hey, Mile High, how's it going? But yeah, he ended up returning that engine to Lionel for a new one. I think the new one's working all right, but the sounds were just kind of weird. But the engine looks cool. It's like that classic Western steam engine from like the 70s that they came out with. Actually, probably the late 60s. But yeah, it looks cool. I just didn't like the sounds. And right before Lionel kind of did that transition from the steam sounds to the Lion Chief stuff, I just think the sound quality like went way, way under. Oh, I forgot to say hi to Gus. Dude, I'm so sorry. Gus said, sorry I missed the intro. I got wrapped up in my own little world. And he said, hello, Lance. We meet again. No, Gus, sorry, buddy. I missed you there. Hopefully you're still here. I'm so sorry. Like, these comments are going weird, man. This YouTube app is all over the place. I also saw Lance said, hi, Gus. So I was like, oh, crap. Where'd Gus write? I had to scroll up. Robert, how's it going? He said, I wish Lionel would have kept the classic ways, but with the old beginner sets. They wouldn't have a whistle with the transformer. Yeah, that's a great point. Like, keeping stuff staying to the basics type of thing. I'm a very like old school railroader up here, especially with this layout. It's all conventional controlled. I do have plans of putting in a command loop, like the outer loop, maybe turning it over to legacy, but the amount of money it takes to do that, it's out of this world, like crazy, especially with the transformer, like that legacy transformer. Hey, Gus is still here, and also Randall's here as well. Can't stay too long when they drop by. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. Randall's a busy guy. He's got to keep those rails going, keep the rails in check. But yeah, I wish Lionel went back to a little bit more classic approach rather than shoving all this circuit stuff. I mean, I'm starting to sound like I'm, like against computers and technology. I'm not against it. I just see all the problems in it. And I've talked about that on this channel quite a bit about what happens when legacy, they're not going to keep legacy forever. They'll probably go to like they're already doing like Wi-Fi controlled engines and Bluetooth controlled, well, what happens when the next thing comes out? Am I going to be left with a bunch of digital trains that can't run with this? I can run these trains, 100 years from now. I can still plug them in with the transformer. The transformer is going to outlive me, Jamie's not here. I'm sure I'm sure she'll pop by sometime. Robert, he's a youngster. He's 13. Ever seen a Lion Chief train in person? I run a 2056 with a pre-war street lights and fast track, but one tubular. Now, yeah, that's oh god, what's a 2056? I'm gonna look it up. I need to find out what that is. That sounds post-war to me. Yeah, that's how I grew up on trains. My dad had a really early pre-war, well, not early, well, actually 1920s. It was a Lionel 248 red engine, and I grew up with that. My dad and I ran that across, the train layout. I was not allowed to put that train under the Christmas tree. My dad would flip out, and my dad was very serious. He's like, "Do not run these on the floor. They're going to pull up all this lint and things." And he's like, "Don't run it there. He's like, it's your great grandfather's. You got to cherish this thing." And that's what got me started, with the pre-war stuff that I have and post-war. My post-war collection's like slowly growing. But let me look up that engine. I'd like to see what that is. Yeah, it's not going to have magnet traction in there because of the Korean War. 2046. Let me look that up real quick. Oh, wow, it's a Hudson. Okay, let me get a picture of it. Yeah, that's a very collectible engine. Hold on to that one. 2046. Wow. Yeah, that's a beautiful engine. Definitely hold on to that one. Not for value, just it's it's a collectible engine, and it'll probably last a very, very long time. It's already been on this earth for what, like 50, 60, maybe even 70 years. It's one of those things you might want to hold on to. Oh god, Lance was like, "God, Nick, you sound like me." Lance runs old school trains, and they're like, I wish I could say how I feel. They're awesome. Like, they're so cool. Like the tin plate stuff. I've seen a few of them lying around. But yeah, Lance keeps my pre-war side of me cranking, like, and thinking all the time, because he's got such a cool, different collection than most pre-war collections. Like a lot of marks and stuff like that. It's hard as crap to find that stuff nowadays. Hey, there's Jamie. How's it going? Yeah, planned obsolescence. Oh god, to go back in comments a little bit. Randall's got to head to bed in a minute. Almost fell asleep driving. Oh geez, Memphis. Holy crap. Be careful out there, bud. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy drive out there. So I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of sleep schedule. Yeah, sleep schedules. Yeah, it's right now I'm on a very basic working sleep schedule. Like, go to bed at 11, wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, go to work type of thing. But yeah, your line of work is you're on call pretty much, from what I've heard with that line of work. see, let me read through some of these. Yeah, Randall, be careful out there, man. That's just read some of these comments. Yeah, that's I've driven around Memphis and things like that. It's kind of crazy. It's been it's been about 2 years since I've been down that far south. Well, yeah, I guess yeah, Tennessee. But yeah, it's yeah, be careful. Got that train for Christmas last year. Wouldn't even move. Completely rewired it. Had to put a new armature and repainted it. Wow. Yeah, I do that stuff all the time up here. I'm still waiting to hear back where my 736 is. I sent it away for repair, and the gentleman has had it for about a month now, and I just needed a new pickup roller on it. I also sent away one of my Jeep 9s. It's with him as well. It just needed for anyone who's been inside an MPC locomotive, and MPC era stuff is the General Mills era, so pretty much like 19, well, I want to say like the end of 69 through I think 80, 89 or 90. I think it goes up that far. But it's an MPC GP9, and how they work is that the truck is the coil, and then the armature drops into the truck, and then there's a plate that gets pushed over top. That's your brush plate. All I needed was the armature. Well, it's a lot of parts. I needed the armature, the brush plate, 2 brushes, the screws to mount it down. And then I told him, look, I said, I'll rewire the thing. And I also needed, I think that's all I needed for that one. And the mounting hardware for the trucks. But yeah, I have to, make sure I got to keep on them. I guess I have to call them or something, figure that out. "55 bridge could get shut down." Oh, geez. That's not good. Hey, Randall, thank you so much. Have a great night. Oh, wait, Nikki's hopping off, not Randall. I'm getting all my comments mixed up. I'm sorry, guys. Really enjoyed seeing you at the Horseshoe Curve and riding that caboose. Thank you so much. Yeah, those were so much fun. Horseshoe Curve is, Lance, if you can ever get out this way, I know you're kind of far from Horseshoe Curve, but if you can ever get out this way to see it, it's definitely worth. You could sit out there all day with like a lawn chair. There's a tree there. It's a shady tree. You can sit under there and watch trains all day. But that was definitely one of the highlights of the summer for sure, going out to Horseshoe Curve. The 40 bridge is shut down too. Ooh. Yeah, I remember going down there. There's a lot of highways and things like that. It's very different from up north. We have like a few major highways, but down there's highways like everywhere. But up here, it's kind of like we have a main drag, and then everything kind of spans off of it, Because I went to Nashville for what was it, 2 years ago now? Yeah, it was 2 years ago with my band that I'm not in anymore, and we were looking for work, like music work down there, and it was just hectic. We ended up taking like an Uber everywhere because we had like no idea where we're going. Shut down I-70 through Colorado due to some severe mudslides. Ooh, that's something you usually don't hear. On this side of the world, mudslides, that's pretty scary. Closure could be long term. Ooh. Yeah, the closest thing I could figure out to a mudslide or a massive like flood was actually Ellicott City. I've heard it called Ellicott City or Ellicott City in Maryland was shut down because of severe flooding from up the hill. And basically it's from overdevelopment. Like they pull up all the trees and there's nowhere for the water to go but downhill, and they develop all these lands for really poorly made pre-manufactured homes, and they built like all these row homes up there, and then there's nowhere for the water to go but downhill, and then it flooded the whole town. And the town was there for I'd say the town's a little over 200 years old, And it's actually a railroad town. It's the first stop off of the B&O Railroad. It's the first station that would take you from Mount Clair Station in Baltimore City, where the B&O is, and then it would take you out to Ellicott City for the mills and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Glenwood Canyon. Oh, man, that is so sad. Last year's catastrophe was wildfires. Guess now it's mudslides. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, we still had last week we still had residual smoke in our neighborhood from the wildfires out in, I'm not sure if it was the Canadian wildfires or the ones out west, but we still saw smoke because Nikki was like, wow, look at this haze coming. I'm like, yeah, it looks like smoke. And it was like billowing smoke coming into our neighborhood. It's pretty crazy. We're really far away from that stuff too. I guess it was flying through the jet stream. I'm not exactly sure how it got here. Either drop the crew off at a train in Cretico, Arkansas, or have to take the crew to Memphis, or take 3-hour detour to get to Memphis. Man, this is why I wish they should have left cabooses in service. You could throw them all in a caboose and then take them all that way. Oh man. Yeah, I wish they still had a caboose. I think trains look naked without a caboose at the end. Yeah, it does. I agree. That does sound pretty brutal. Except there's a flat car or something. They can all jump on the flat car. As long as it's not like raining or something down there. Crack on my back. Ugh. Yeah, it's funny. Tonight I'm actually wearing this Pensy shirt. I'm not really running any Pensy stuff either. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how these trains work. Wildfire smoke can travel pretty far. Last August, it looked like it was snowing, falling ash. Holy crap. Jeez. Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona get big rainstorms up in the mountain storms. Yeah, I haven't been out that way in a while. The furthest west I've ever gone, well, it's pretty much almost the furthest west you can go other than like California. I was out in Seattle. God, that was like 5 or 6 years ago. And I remember seeing they have the temperate rainforests out there that were pretty cool. Everything's covered in moss, things like that. Two weeks ago, we had a few days of the Western wildfire. Yeah, that's what Jamie's talking about. Yeah, we saw a little bit of that too. It was pretty crazy, and you could smell smoke, and it wasn't the attic up here from running these trains all day. Robert, he said he wishes he was born in the 1920s so he could see steam engines instead of the SD70s. Yeah, I agree. I was actually talking to a couple of my railroading friends, especially Jamie. I mentioned it to her that I can't identify engines nowadays. Like it sounds horrible, but like the AC engines, I think it's like the AC30s and stuff. Sometimes we'll say it on the cab. We'll say like DC to AC on it, and they'll say like AC30-2 or whatever. I can't identify that stuff unless it tells me on the plate. There's some guys that can. Good for them. Like I can't do, like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. But like up top, I've got a GP9. I can look at that and say, yeah, it's a GP. I've got a U36, U36C running around. Hey, Funkmaster, how's it going? Randall said they actually did something kind of like that in the past. BNSF would add a couple of extra locomotives, and the crews would, oh, wow, they would ride in them. Visit Hawaii. I wish. That'd be awesome. Are there trains in Hawaii? Like, that's an honest question. Do they have trains in Hawaii? The only ones I know are the GP20s, GP38s, and SD70s. So you'll see the GP9 soon. I'll turn you guys around, I promise. I'll turn the lights on a little bit so you guys can get a good look at it. It's GP9s are like the high hood, the high nose, high hood engines. You know, they're a lot of fun. Pretty sure there are steam engines in Hawaii. That'd be awesome. Funkmaster, do you have any CSX stuff? I've got a little bit of Chessie. I'm actually running a Chessie train today. I've got a CSX tanker. And what else do I have of theirs? Mostly just CNO stuff because I'm not one to like particularly collect a certain era of motive power or trains, but a lot of their stuff I just haven't really come in contact with. I know Menards will sell CSX stuff, but I mostly have like old school road names like BNO, CNO, and what's the other one? Chessie System. Yeah, working on identifying diesels too. Yeah, the Jeep units are pretty cool. They're a lot of fun. Railfan Kimball, how's it going? That's close to CSX. Yeah. Yeah, it's the closest thing I have. I've got a U36C Chessie System that rides around. Well, actually, it's Chessie System Western Maryland. It looks really pretty. It's got the I guess they call it the rainbow scheme. I've heard Western Maryland being called the circus scheme, the circus colors. So yeah. Ken, how's it going? Ken's Back Shop. Next, do you know that during World War II, the 240, 250 train? Oh, holy crap! That explains why. And Ken, welcome to the stream. That explains why I believe in the Railroaders Memorial Museum. There's actually an exhibit on during World War II. The Nazis actually wanted to take out Horseshoe Curve. It was like their plan, and the conspirators were actually executed. It was just pretty dark. I love World War II history, and it's a very interesting war. It's really part two to World War One, and I mean, that's the way I was told. Basically, it's World War One part two because it was unfinished business. But that makes perfect sense of why the German, or I don't only see Germans, but the Nazis wanted to take out Horseshoe Curve. It was a crucial point, and they were, man, 250 trains a day. I would love to see that. It would have been, God, they probably would have been all K4s and mountain engines, maybe like decapods, but definitely mountain engines and a lot of K4s, I'm sure, transporting troops and all kinds of stuff. Old sugarcane plantations in Hawaii, they have the narrow gauge. You know what? That's interesting because I think they have on Hawaiian, or they have a Hawaiian steam engine at the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum. And I think it is a sugarcane train. That's really cool. It's like on its separate thing. It's like its own little display. I don't remember filming it when I was there last, but I know it's there on its own little like pedestal. And it's a little baby saddle tank. I think it's like an 040 looking thing. It's pretty cool. Hey, Split Rock, how's it going? Good evening. Kept the dispatchers busy. In a way, yes, BNOC, Western Maryland formed the alliance, which ended up formatting Chessie System. Yep, very true. Then the three roads merged, finally, CSX. And then, God, CSX is like so many railroads merged together. It's like, Seaboard Coastline, Atlantic East, or Florida East Coast. There's like so many railroads that merged into CSX. It's insane. A lot of smaller railroads too, but yeah, the tri-merge was a big deal. Like the Western Maryland Chessie, Western Maryland CNO and BNO, and they all created that alliance. It came out some really cool looking paint schemes, but it's sad. It's kind of the start of the end of an era, unfortunately. But there are a lot of cool videos of that. If you guys ever look up Western Maryland their motive power in like I would say maybe like late 70s, mid 80s in that time period, you'll actually see them using like um oh god, what am I trying to think of? They're using like B units, like FB units hooked up to like GP38s, GP40s. It looks really goofy, but they're still powered. Really cool to see like that. They'll have like a whole line of them. They'll have like 4 or 5 engines, and then you'll see like a B unit, another B unit, and then basically like a GP38, GP40, moving that stuff around. It's really cool. I don't know who would post those, but it's like old film reels and stuff of these guys rail fanning the Western Maryland, and I think I forgot what area, but I know it's in Maryland. I think they're out in like Westminster or Hagerstown, that stretch of Western Maryland. It's west. They still exist, yeah. Not Florida East Coast. Oh, they still exist. That's cool. Like I love Florida East Coast. I've got a bunch of their stuff. I walk for insulators by the Bessemer and Lake Erie. Shen, you guys know I'm bad with pronunciations. Shenango Yard. It's curved glass building with turntable. Whoa, in the middle. Berkshire's just sitting there. Wow, that's so cool. Lance has to go to dinner. Hey, Lance, thank you so much for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Guys, make sure to check out Lance's videos. He runs like the coolest, like craziest engines you'll ever see that are classic toys and some model stuff. But, you know, it's always fun seeing what, you know, parts of his collection. But yeah, guys, definitely check out his channel. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get over to California. But yeah, have a good dinner. I'll see you later. Yeah, it's enough to make. Oh god, brain starts smoking. Try to keep up with railroad family trees. Oh man, so I got all this hair, so you guys can't see all the smoke. It's every time I think about railroads, it's basically making my hair longer, and I get like gray streaks like this. That's what happens when I start thinking about like railroad succession and recession and all that, whatever. Shinango. There we go. Shy. I got it. I think I got it. I'll deal with that. That's try number 3. Sounds like a Native American name. So yeah. Did you find a GP7 donor chassis yet? Oh no. So okay. All right, I'm gonna get the new engine down because Split Rock, you know. Brian Rock Rail fan, how's it going? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, Robert, it's a very it's a very interesting name for your art. I'm sure it's Native American, but it's really cool. Like I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but yeah, some of those Native American names are a mouthful. Adam, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Not sure if it's native. It might be. It might be like a I don't know. Maybe it's like a excuse me. Maybe it's like a village or something. All right, guys. So Split Rock. If you're still here, buddy, I'm gonna see. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what's going on with the. Really, nothing happened with the GP7 chassis. So it's confusing as I'll get out trying to figure out stuff. Yeah, it's difficult for me trying to keep up with BNSF. God, the BNSF family tree. I don't even want to get started there. Other than all I know, it's Burlington Northern, Santa Fe. Oh, River and Lake. That sounds really familiar because I have family up in New York. It sounds really familiar. All right, so Split Rock asked about the odyssey that's going on with this GP7 Here, I'll spin you guys around so you can see the one on the wall that needs help. All right, where are you? There she is. Look at that. Right. Oh, I got to get closer. Right there. Right there. There's no wheels and there's no motor. That's a Penn Central GP7. She needs a motor and wheels and everything else I have other than the mounting brackets, and I've got all the lighting and everything. Adam said there's a thunderstorm. Put a damper on the video. Yeah, there you go. That's a way to think of it. So that engine right there needs. All right, I got to go back this way. That engine right there needs our help. So let's see. Spin you guys around. So that is an MPC era GP7, probably like 19. Well, if it's Penn Central, it's probably like early 1980s and maybe like late 70s, maybe like 78 or something. But that engine needs parts. Now, here's the funny thing. So I went to an antique shop yesterday, and I was like, I know this shop has oh God, wait till you start digging into the early Burlington Northern. Oh God. So I went to an antique shop. I know they've had this GP9 just sitting there for years. It was like 2 years, and I was like, man, this thing's a hunk of junk. It's got a cracked frame, or not cracked frame. It's got a cracked shell. It probably needs a ton of work. I mean, I'm willing to rewire stuff, but I was like, man, this is a perfect candidate for a transplant engine. I'm going to grab the transplant engine. There's a reason why I didn't do what I was going to do. I actually consulted with Jamie about this. I sent her pictures of it. Like, this doesn't look right. I don't think I'm going to do it, but here, I'll show you guys. I'll be right back. Be like 2 seconds here. I'm going to grab an engine. It's actually the engine of the evening. All right. So, put you guys back. All right. So this is the engine that I saw at the. Oh, anyone asking? I thought someone asked a question. GP20 new in a box. Yeah, if it runs and the shell's pretty and everything like this, yeah, don't worry about. I'll find one at a train show. I got to find one that's like been falling off like a hill. But this is the Jeep I saw at. This is a GP9, Boston and Maine, which isn't very common up in these necks of the woods. Usually you find Pennsy stuff, and well, because we're in Pennsylvania. So this is a Boston and Maine post-war classic Lionel toy GP9. I'm not sure what variation it is, but I asked one of my friends from the channel, Tom's Trains and Accessories. He did some research for me. He found out this is from 1965, 1966. It is fully loaded with a horn. Does not have automated couplers like the electro couplers, but this does have the pull down tab. Like, I just uncoupled this train. There we go. Metal couplers, die cast trucks, magna traction, and it had two lights. It had a front and rear. Well, actually, depending on what type of GP9, this could be the front, this could be the front, but let's just say front and rear headlights for argument's sake. So you guys can see the back. It's kind of hard to see on this camera, but there was a crack in there. Right where the screw is, there's a huge crack. I actually had to re-glue this together. And thank you so much. Yeah, I was going to use it for parts. Like, honestly, strip this whole thing and use it for parts. But then I looked it up. I was like, holy crap, this is like a Lionel classic toy train. It's got the horn in there. I'm sure this is worth something. So I didn't go with it. So I've restored this engine. I had to do so much work to this Boston and Maine. A lot of you guys would probably probably give up. I didn't give up because it's a Lionel Classic toy train. So just to tell you guys what I had to do. So the battery in here exploded. When I got this thing, someone left the battery in it. The battery was an old 1970s or 80s dry cell battery that was still leaking crap all over the place. This thing was literally like a battery acid nightmare on the inside. Opened it up, cleaned it out. Someone cracked the shell. Where is it? On this side. So when you would lift up, a lot of you guys will probably lift up the shells like this to take them on and off the track. So what I do now is I hold on to these handrails to put it on and off the track because the back of it is cracked. It's hard to see with this camera, but I had to re-glue that. On the inside, there's mounting pins. If you guys have ever messed with these, there's one on this side that holds in this screw that's right here. And on the other side where this screw is here. The battery acid actually ate through the shell mounts on here, or at least one of them, and actually have it still sitting on the desk. So I went to go mount this thing and I pulled up on it and it actually cracked. Like it was metal, it was made of steel, and it cracked off. Well, it's probably like a pot metal. So what I then had to do is there's the light. It looks like a U bracket. The shell mounts here. I'll do this. The shell mounts on this side behind it. This bracket goes up for your headlight, and that's mounted to the frame because it runs it as your ground. So I thought to myself, what can I do to mount this shell on here without doing something completely drastic? So what I ended up doing, I used a tap and die kit, and I actually cut a hole in the other side of the mounting bracket for the light. And I drilled a hole through it, and then I ran a tap, which is basically to put threads. And I ran it for, I think, an 8/32 screw. So I tapped the hole of the mounting bracket. Here, I'll bring up a picture of it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is all going to be in the review for this locomotive that should be out this week. Here we go. So this tab broke off. If you guys can see if it does it. Oh, come on. Here, I'm going to turn the light off. Will it autofocus for me? All right. So the tab on the left side, that's what normally would hold on the shell. You can see it's broken at the bottom. So the tab to the right of it, that's holding the headlight socket. I drilled a hole through there and then tapped the holes to accept a 8/32 screw. Now this thing's actually working really well. I can lift it up with the shell, and I do that, not only try to, in attempts to restore the locomotive, but in case I were to have friends over and they're not expecting to say like, oh, it's a fragile locomotive. So they go to lift up the shell like this. I didn't want it to fall off. Kind of the same reason why I changed out all my smokers from pellet smoke to liquid smoke, or cleaned them up to accept liquid smoke. In the case I would have guests over to run trains and they say, hey, it needs some more smoke fluid, and they pour liquid smoke in. So stuff like that. But yeah, this engine was a lot of fun. It's a challenge. It's been mostly, 90% of the wiring is original. I just rewired the leads going from the motor to the reverse unit using color-coded wires. It took a few minutes, so it's a lot of fun. Robert used a 6/32 tap on the 2056. It was used on my most post-war trains because the old screw snapped. What? Jeez, yeah, I love when that stuff happens. It just makes it more fun. But yeah, any railroader guys that run O gauge, even smaller stuff, I recommend picking up a small tap and die set because I've used it twice on basically two of my locomotives. Like this guy was not expecting to have to like retool the mounts for this thing, and this is heavy. This probably weighs like maybe 2 or 3 pounds. So I had to retool that, and then my 2020, was it 2026? The wheels, the drive wheels that accept the mount pin or the bracket screw that goes through, those stripped out. The screws that whoever owned it before used tap oil to grease the locomotive. So the threads actually stripped themselves out when I took the engine apart. I actually ordered new screws and they had a collar before you got to the hex head. And I had to use a die set to rethread the screw, killing, basically taking down the collar. Then I retapped the wheels to accept the larger screw. Is there a way to restore the battery box on a Lionel Alco FA? You mean like a post-war Alco? What road number is it? Is it like a 2020 or a 2032 or a 2033? What's the other one? Like a 2031? Because I actually have a 2032 back there that was completely roached from battery acid. Like this thing runs the same way. This had battery issues, but the battery box on this is plastic, so it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as my 2032 I had to fix up. But I was just say if it starts pitting and stuff like that, the best thing you can do. I'm not sure what type of paints they use. I'm not sure if they use lead paint back then. It could be lead paint because it's highly conductive. I mean, you mount stuff to the frame, it usually works. So, Union Pacific, is it silver or yellow? Because Randall, I think that's part of the 2030 set or a 2030 line of locomotives. Because I'm actually looking for both of those. There's a yellow one and there's a silver one. I think there's 4 or 5 locomotives in that set. They have 2032 Erie Lackawannas or Erie Railroads that I have. I've got 2 of those sets. They're AA sets. Then they have the Union Pacific Silver or Gray. There you go. Yeah, silver. Then there's a Union Pacific Yellow. Then there's also a Rock Island. They're gorgeous. Here, I'll grab my 2032. Rolling around the train room. Yeah, it's gonna be the sister to this guy. And you got to be careful with these. These are rubber stamped. So like the logo on the front. I don't want to sound like the guys at the train shows, like, don't touch the trains. It's rubber stamped. You got to be careful. I mean, just don't go like this to the front. It was in a store and the store caught fire. Holy crap. Survivors of a fire. Yeah. The battery compartment in here. So Randall, the best thing you can do, and I did it to one of these. So this set's pristine. I haven't done anything to this except put in a rectifier circuit for the horn, which I got a lot of complaints about, but I didn't want to deal with batteries. I'm like, the heck with the batteries. I'm actually gonna do the rectifier circuit upgrade in the Boston and Maine as well, so I can still run it without having to deal with batteries. But anyways, make sure that's good. The best thing you can do, okay, with the frame, take the there's like on the inside they use these little what's the best way to call them? They're not pins, but they're kind of like you take a flathead screwdriver and it's got this little fin that comes out. So take the fins out. Holy crap, $7. Yeah. So take the fins out, take the shell off. It's gonna sound really crazy. Take all the crap off the frame, like the E unit, and what else is mounted on the frame on this? Be the reverse unit, the horn relay. Take all that stuff off, and because it's already in bad shape, use paint stripper. It's called, like, I use something called aircraft strip. take the aircraft strip all of it off, and then just repaint it, because that reaction, that chemical reaction with the battery acid will continue, um, and continue until it's completely pitted and there's nothing left. The Where's my other? Here, I'll show you what it does. So if you guys ever find one of these post-war engines and you see it kind of roached out, if you can, if it's at like a train show or a hobby shop, ask if they can open it for you. And all it is they take a flat blade screwdriver and um, you just take the fins off and it pops right off. Check it out. Super clean, can strip paint from shells. Yeah, you take everything off. You take the shell off, you take everything out, and you're just left with the frame. The battery acid on the other 2032 the problem I had was so bad. Like I said, I had to repaint the frame, and it came out really well, but it was sad. Like I didn't want to repaint it, but I had to. It was like that battery acid reaction will keep on happening throughout time, especially if there's moisture in the air. It'll pick it up, and then it'll just get worse. Batteries suck. Like, don't put batteries in your trains unless they're meant like. Sounds horrible. So, like Proto Sound 1 engines take batteries, but they're rechargeable. I've heard nightmares about them too. I haven't had any issues with that thus far, but you can kind of get an idea of when those batteries start to die. The batteries for the horns in these, sometimes it would create a problem. Kids would leave the batteries in the locomotives and they would explode and you'd have battery acid. Only the battery box. You could possibly use a Dremel in there. If you get like a fuzzy wheel Dremel and you wear a mask so you don't breathe in that whatever battery acid and paint. Yeah, send me a photo through Facebook. I'd love to check it out because I've restored 2032, which is like the same as the engine you're talking about. And they're very collectible. Like Alco, Lionel Alcos are extremely collectible. See if I can. Waiting for that message to come through. Facebook business app is like really, really slow. Yeah, Railfan Roger actually sent me a message, 5 hours ago for something. I didn't even see the notification, unfortunately. Apologize for that. If he's here, it's just the Facebook business app really, really blows. Like, honestly, I wish it was faster. Get back to you guys sooner. All right, I think I saw the notification. So, for anyone coming into the stream, we're actually talking about restoring line out old Alco engines with the batteries that have gone up in them. It's a very common problem, and unfortunately, it is like 90% of the time. If you ever get an Alco engine like this, I'll show you guys one of these beautiful locomotives right here. You're most likely going to find some type of battery damage in these guys. This one's pristine. I had the box. I'm not really a box person, but this is from like 1949, 1948. I had the box for this, and it's A unit. My dad threw it away by mistake when I moved, but not a problem. I'm going to hold on to this engine for a while. The box was kind of funky. You know, it's a 70-year-old box. Kind of smelled funky anyways. But there are some collectors that are diehard box collectors. So yeah, like I said, similar situation with this Boston and Maine. This is 20 years later. So crazy. Like the Alco is 20 years older than this. This is from 1965, 66 and still had the battery issue. So 20 years later, they're still using batteries. This one, you actually have to use a screwdriver to open up to get in there. So pretty cool. But it runs really nice. We'll get that running in a little bit. Thought I heard the phone go off, but we'll see. But yeah, it's a lot of fun restoring these engines. You guys have to just be careful of the shell. A lot of these locomotives were rubber stamped, so they're very fragile. They'll fall off if you handle them a lot. Apparently, like your skin oil gets on them and they fall off. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but there's actually a couple different variations of that Erie engine because the roof would actually heat up from the motor. The motor would actually heat up so much it would actually warp the roof. So it's pretty crazy. David, what's up, man? How's it going? Oh, sweet. He's just listening in. No worries. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, Dave, I'm going over this guy right here. So, yeah, definitely one heck of a restore piece right here. And the thing is with these post-war locomotives, they're going to work. Like most likely they will work. Like my 2032s were really in horrible cosmetic shape. They're actually just white powder battery acid all over the back. Then I opened it up. I actually put it on the track. I was, like my dad's like, let's see if it works. And I was like, okay, well, let's do it. And I threw it on the track. It actually ran a little bit forward, and then the E unit clicked and it ran a little bit back. My dad's like, yeah, it's fine. It just needs to be cleaned. So I actually ended up degreasing that motor. I put it in a degreaser solution. I think it was like, I might have put it in like, I don't know if it was like WD-40 or from their brand. It was like a degreaser. I put it in there. I actually saw dirt pulling out of the sides of it. It was like this. And, Randall sent the picture, so we'll take a look at that in a second. But I degreased the engine. It had battery acid in it, or the motor. Sorry, not the engine. The E in it was fine. I just ended up using contact cleaner, a lot of contact cleaner, clean that up, and then it runs really smooth. The other ones I bought, they were pristine. Someone cut the couplers, the electro couplers power supply off. So I resoldered those, and it works great. So let's see what Randall sent. Hopefully it's not a complete horror story. Those are like really good engines. Wow. Okay. 2023. Wow. Wow, that shell is warped. God. So for anyone coming into the stream, one of the viewers, Randall Ellison, sent me a picture of an engine he's trying to restore. Let's see if it works. It's a little glary. It's my fault from the phone. This is a beautiful picture. It probably also doesn't help that it's silver. The shell is warped. And honestly, that may not be from the fire it was in. That honestly just might be from the shell being... See if it will autofocus. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, even if the headlight works too. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah. These locomotives are in the same same series as my 2032. So he's got the 2023, I got the 2032. That's what... There's her sister right here. Just a mechanical restoration. Yep. Yeah, these things will run and run and run. These have... Well, let's see. Here we go. I'll see if it has magnet traction. I think it does. Let's see. Yeah, these have magnet traction too. I mean, these are beasts of locomotives. I mean, well, you know what? We'll run my 2032 around just because why not? You know. Um, but yeah, those engines are great. Um, the Alcos they're just a lot of fun. I mean, that's the best thing I can say. They're classic Lionel toy trains, 1940s, late 1940s, early 50s. I think they made these from 1948 to 51 in that time span. But there's a couple of variations. Like I said, the roof of those would actually cave in from the motor heat. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, they'll run. Yeah, they'll definitely run. And these things will probably outlive me. The only the only kryptonite with these engines are that the gears are, I think they are brass, so they kind of create wear spot. You'll see them jump. Like if um, let me get situated in the chair. The interesting thing is with these post-war engines, when they use the smaller metal, I believe they're brass gears. You'll see them actually do like one of these, and they'll kind of like sit in their position. So if whoever owned these engines before, if they only ran it in forward, and it's got some miles on it, yeah. So if you ever see one of these, and if you go to a train show and you do one of these, here I'll show you. Every time I pick up a post-war engine, I do one of these. Here, see if I can show you guys. Grab the camera down. So if I ever go to a table at a show, I'll do this. And if the wheels are free and it feels like there's a motor in there, usually we're in luck. Now, what will happen is that the wheels on some of the earlier post-war stuff, the gears will pick up whatever direction and wear pattern of the locomotive. So if the kid only ran it, well, I'm not saying only kid, but whoever owned it before, if they only ran it forward, sometimes you'll see a wear pattern and you'll actually feel the play. If you do this with the wheel, like back and forth, you'll be able to see which way the gears would like to sit. This one's really good, but my was it 624? Yes, yeah, 624 switcher. Whoever owned that thing before me has brass gears. I think it's from 1954. 624. That's it. The Sino switcher. You'll actually see the gears will move in whatever alignment that the engine wanted to do. And then also whoever owned it before me only ran it forward in a left-hand circle, or I'll have to check. But the Eries are made 52, 54. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I got confused between that and a different loco. But yeah, those engines are just really well built. And those, like I said, the brass gears in them, they'll sometimes choose their direction from whatever wear points. And usually with the AA sets, like the 2030s, the 2023s, they kids usually ran them in forward because you have an AA set and the motor's up front. So it, unfortunately, they took a lot of abuse. It's just something I picked up over the years. If you guys would ever want to buy one of these sets, I highly recommend it. Anything from the post-war era, it's going to last a long time. And parts are really easy to find with post-war. I actually have better luck finding post-war parts than I do MPC. Even modern stuff, you know. Randall sent more pictures. Okay, so Randall's sending pictures of the driving units. And if you guys would like, also check out our Facebook page, Nick's Crossing Facebook. We post basic news updates and things like that until we get the community page up and running. We post current events, pictures, things like that. So if you're ever interested in finding out what we're doing or see if the streams are canceled or not, or videos are up. Definitely check out our Facebook page. That's just Nick's Crossing at Facebook. Just give it a search. You'll see the channel logo there, and we try to keep up on it. Nikki's usually pretty good at keeping up on the Facebook page, so thank you so much to her for that. Yeah, Rand, I'm looking at those right now. Let me see what we got. Whoops. Let me go on our business page. But yeah, we'll run the 2032 in a little bit. I'm going to see what's going on with this locomotive real quick. Yeah, and also the rollers. So Randall sent the picture of the rollers, and the rollers have a little wear spot, and I'm like a really thin line. I'm not sure, like I don't want to get killed from you guys if you're using Super O track. It looks like I have a hunch that whoever ran this thing ran it on Super O track. And it's got a very thin, really thin center rail. I've heard it's a myth. I really have heard it's like a misconception of Super O track, but I have a hunch whoever owned that locomotive ran it on Super O because it's got that perfect like V shape like that in the center roller compared to like this engine. It's got nothing. Like these are nice and flat rollers on here. These are little pickup rollers on here. And the only reason why I can I've got some evidence of Super O stuff because whoever owned my 624 switcher before me, they straight up told me and said, hey, these rollers are trash. We ran it on Super O for like 30 years. When I got the locomotive, it didn't work. All the wiring on the side was like melted. So that's my only proof of Super O. I don't want to knock it. Like it's beautiful looking track. I've heard, it looks great and everything, but I'm still going to use the tube track. I love my tube. I get a lot of flack for using tube track from the modeler community, but this tube track's great. It's cheap, and the trains run really well on it. All that fun stuff. But yeah, Randall, that's a beautiful piece. Hopefully you can get that fixed up and running, and hopefully you can fix the battery box. Like I said, just you might want to use like a Dremel, wear like a mask so you're not breathing in whatever paint or battery residue, and just hollow it out and then possibly just repaint it, maybe hand paint it on the inside. But yeah, that thing will definitely run for years to come. So let's get running some trains. I'm going to run the Boston and Maine, this beautiful locomotive. I'm going to run that up top. But yeah, I didn't switch out shells. I was going to make this a Penn Central. It just did not look right. And I was able to fix the shell. And this is actually a classic Lionel train, all that fun stuff. I did end up putting LEDs in here because the light sockets were just roached. So this does have LEDs in it. It looks great. For any diehard fans, I'm sorry. It just, whatever. Yeah, so the light sockets were roached. I didn't feel like rewiring them, so I just put an LEDs in here. It took like 2 minutes. So this will be running, up top on the switchback loop in short hood forward. I don't have a battery to put in here for the horn. I'm going to put a rectifier circuit in there to activate the horn. What else? I got the New York Central F units running around the lower main line with a giant passenger train. It's got a baggage car, a combo, 3 coaches, I think. Was it 2 or 3 coaches? And then an observation car. So train's like 8 feet long, actually longer than that, probably about 10 feet long. And we'll be running that on the outer track. And then on the inner track, we got a Chessie U36C, pulling some Chessie or CNO cars. And I got a CSX tanker in there, also a Western Maryland Vision line caboose that smokes. You guys might see some smoke. And runners up, I'm going to run the 2032. And yeah, should be rolling. So let's get these trains rolling around. Well, I got the F units going around and the U36. I'm gonna hook up the Boston and Maine back up to the top tracks. Boston and Maine's pretty cool. I had no idea that railroad existed. I apologize for anyone that is from that area and they're Boston and Maine fans. But the railroad actually has a really cool story of just a ton of railroads and competition with the New York Central. It's just a cool story. That's why I'm running the New York Central down here. So yeah, all aboard. Here we go. Let's run these trains. Spin you guys around nice and slow. There's a steam locomotive I went to show you guys sometime that it's a drag type pickup. Huh. You talking about adding LEDs to the Boston and Maine? Yeah, I do have a couple of those engines that they don't have rollers on them. They're just like tabs. There are tabs that stick down onto the rail. Oops. Let me go further down. There we go. You guys can see the entire passenger train. It's huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. So Robert, basically the LEDs that I purchased, they're from a company on eBay, or not eBay, Amazon. It's called Eva Model. It's like EVE Model. And they make LEDs that already have the resistors in them. They work off of 12 to 18 volts AC or DC. And basically what I do, I hot glue them in the shell. And then I wire them to, the power side off the E unit, the hot side. That's off your E unit. I put a wire up to there. And then I take all the red wires together. And then I basically take all the black wires and then mount them to the frame as the ground. Yeah, Randall, I've got engines like that. I've got pretty much all of my 1668s or 1688s. They use the drag style pickups. Here, I'll show you guys really quick. This is what Randall's talking about. I'll spin you guys around. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to roll over here. What do you do when they die? You just have to rewire new ones in. It's pretty simple. But honestly, the LEDs, if they have resistors hooked up to them, they should last. They say 100,000 hours. I'm thinking like close to 10,000, 15,000 hours. Here's the drag style pickups. So this is a 1668. Yep, 1668. That's K4S from like the I think this one's from 1941. It's a 262 K4 streamliner right there. But this has the drag pickups. Like these are sprung. So when the train goes around, it actually picks up the power from these. And how they sit in, you actually put a screwdriver in and you just pull them out and you put a new one in if they ever break. These are the original pickups for this. This engine works really, really smooth. Yeah, I love this locomotive. It just runs really nice. It runs nice and fast. I actually did a whole video on these. I think it's called the 1660 or 1688s. If you guys like to check that out, I did a whole review on these engines. I've got like a ton of them. Now it's really interesting with the drag style pickup. Lionel actually used to have rollers in the 1920s. It'd be a brass tab and a roller. But then for some reason they brought back the clip pickups in like the 1940s and stuff like that. I don't know if it was like to save money. I've still got the old ones if I can still find. Yeah, that's how everything is, right? If you can find it. But yeah, guys, we're gonna run some trains. Here we go. Let me get that Boston and Maine hooked up. All right, so the Boston Maine's all hooked up. You guys can kind of see the LEDs from here. Oops. Puts out a really nice bright headlight. Also put in a cab light as well. There she goes. Hey, Randall, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you can fix that engine. If you ever need any help, I'm always here to consult with and help you out with that engine. But yeah, get some sleep, bud. I'll see you. Oh, there's the headlight on the wall. Pretty bright. So we get some smoke coming out of that caboose. There we go. Smoke and caboose. And there's the Chessie U36 going around. Hey, good night, Randall. Thank you so much. Some other angles here. Hey, Roger, how's it going? Flying through the station. Let's say, Roger, it's just saying it's late on this channel. You're all good, man. Oops. There we go. It's actually the longest passenger train I have in the fleet. I think it's 6 cars. Yeah, 6 cars. All right, I give these engines a break. Woo! Appalachian Mountains of Kentucky. Watching Nick's Crossing. Wow, I'm honored. Hopefully, you're having fun. Be careful out there. It's kind of crazy. Oh, geez. Yeah, we'll give these engines a little bit of a break. Shoo. There we go, everyone. Everyone coming in to the stream. Got Rail Fan Roger in the mountains of Kentucky, which is kind of far away from here, but I'm sure he's having a good time. Robert has an issue. The 2046W whistling tender won't whistle when the train is going, but will in neutral. Recently had to bypass the E unit, so it's an issue. Could you diagnose it? Don't set any locomotives on fire. What happens if they're supposed to smoke? There we go. I've got some engines that are supposed to smoke. With the whistling tender problem, what transformer are you running? That's the first question, because it may not be putting out enough amperage to activate the whistle. That's the first diagnosis. Go back to your. It sounds crazy, but is it plugged in? That's like the best question to ask. Depending on your transformer, if you can tell me what transformer you have, we'll do a little bit of research. We'll figure out how much power that transformer is outputting to your track. We'll go from there. But a lot of times when that happens, it just needs to be cleaned. The relay needs to be cleaned. There you go. Yeah. And David takes stuff apart too. He loves classic Lionel trains. So, I think it's probably a sticky relay. If you have contact cleaner, get like CRC electrical cleaner, and then there go the crossing gates scaring the crap out of me. Turn them off. If you got CRC electrical contact cleaner, spray some between the little tabs. Now there's a little, I don't know if it used to be carbon. It's a little sacrificial tab. So when those meet, it's meant to like do a quick, basically a quick contact in there. Sometimes that wears out too. But usually if you take a little bit of contact cleaner, and then if you take the CR6 or CRC 2-26 electrical lubricant, you put that where the solenoid is for the relay, it might solve your problem. But usually it's just a sticky relay. And some other times it's your power source coming in. But if you have other tenders that work great, that's the best thing, because I have that same exact tender. I've got that one. I've got I think it's a 66W. Yeah. Excuse me. It actually came with my K4 or the 2025. So RW115 puts out 19 volts max. Cleaned it too. RW1. Okay. RW. Look that up. Yeah, usually it's just the sticky relay. If you can open her up and just clean that relay, it's most likely the culprit of that. And sometimes like just dust and dirt gets in there and it can't close all the way. Stuff like that. Oh, Railfan Roger, how is Martin State? He's talking about the Amtrak stream. It was fun until this guy came out wearing like a reflective suit. I think he was a railroad worker, and he was like shining a light. I don't know if he was looking for me. I don't know if he saw me on like the camera. It was weird, man. He was like looking in the trees and stuff. I was just like, I'm just going to sit in Nikki's car and do the stream from there, because I'm not screwing with this guy, because I don't know. Some people think they're bigger than what they are. It's a free park and ride lot at an Amtrak track. It's not an Amtrak station. It is Railfan Roger is familiar with that area. So it's a MARC train stop, MARC, Maryland Area Rail Commuter. There are no signs anywhere that say no trespassing or anything like that. I was just out there trying to film a video at first. I went back to Nikki's car and she's like, hey, this guy's like walking around. And I was just like, oh, whatever. So I basically walked back to her car and was like, I'm just going to do the stream from here. Yeah, it's a MARC station. And security. Oh, no. There aren't any signs anywhere that say like no trespassing. I followed all the signs. The only sign I saw was like stay behind yellow line, trains move fast, or warning fast moving trains. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But the guy came out, started shining a light around. I was like, what the heck is this? I just want to rail fan, whatever, whatever. So I did the stream from her car, and the guy disappeared. He came out like one more time, then went inside one of their passenger cars, and then he just disappeared. So whatever. I don't care. You only own one whistling tender. Yeah, it could just be it could just be that. From what I've heard, Rail Fan Roger, you see any coal trains? No, not today. The one time I went out there with my buddy RJ from RJ78 Productions, we intended on catching an Amtrak, and there's usually Amtraks flying every 25 minutes or so. There's a train. So we were there, and I was like, RJ, I promise, because he doesn't see Amtrak a whole lot where he's from. I was like, dude, we're gonna see an Amtrak like every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes, and then there's a gap in between. And he's just like, okay, cool. And then he's got a Panasonic camcorder that's really nice. He zoomed way out, and he's like, well, we have a green signal, then we have greens behind us. Then he saw this little headlight. He's like, it's a Norfolk Southern. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's an Amtrak line. They're pulling a coal drag across the Amtrak Northeast Corridor. So we called a coal train. I did a video on that. It's in my videos if you guys like to check it out. They actually had some Conrail coal cars in there too. It was a lot of fun. Ken, Solarium rectifier in the transformer is going bad. There is a bypass to that. Do I have one with me? Where is it? All right, so Robert, so you don't go in your transformer and start like rewiring stuff. Just pick up one of these. I'm sure you've seen them. Hopefully you guys can see it. See, I'll move the transformer back. This guy right here. Pick up one of these guys. This is your whistle and direction. It's a whistle button, and then whistle and direction. This is like a post-war whistle button. They came out with some of these in the 80s that actually has the bell, whistle, and direction, which basically it's just the voltage, or it's basically a kill switch. So your train will reverse direction. Hook up a voltmeter to the track output, put power on all the way, hit the button, voltage should drop. Should go up to 5 or 6. Yeah, so this, if your rectifier is bad, just pick up one of these guys. You can find these for like $5, and this will help you out. This is actually for the top. When I use this inner line here for my top loop, because I've run this entire layout like track-wise from the ZW transformer. So actually, is this? Yeah, it's a ZW. Oh, sorry, ZW 275 watt. This thing is great, and I've got this plugged up to the top. If I ever want to have whistle go off or whatever, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, classic Lionel transformer. This thing is a tank. I love it. There's like a couple different variations of this as well. My dad's got one that's thinner and smaller, and I think it's a 250 watt ZW 250. This is the 275, and this is really cool because I'm trying to experiment with using if you can phase a transformer. I'm wondering if I could use this for phasing. Ken, would you know if that is possible with this transformer? So I can phase in my switches to run off accessory, because I could do that on this side over here. I've got another tab available for power. There we go. And now we're back up. Woohoo. You can phase it. Woo. Yeah, because it's either that or hook up another transformer. I don't know. MRC dual. Okay. Oh, really? I got MRC. My MRC dual's back there. There she is. I think, yep, that's her. Right. Where is it? I got to use the hand. That's my MRC dual power right there. That thing's a nice transformer. I just needed more tracks and yeah. Yeah, MRC makes great transformers. That apparently that MRC dual transformer goes for like a lot of money because they were very popular with guys that are doing what I'm doing, like running conventional and even using stuff like that. So yep, red handles in the meters. The only problem I had with the MRC dual was that I don't know if it was putting out enough amperage to run some of my post-war or pre-war stuff, but it's a great transformer. I love it. I mean, it's really, really nice. I wish I had two of them because I'd put them up here and I'd have like a bunch of handles everywhere, but I picked up the ZW. I got the ZW for like, I think this was like $100 at my local hobby shop. The guy is actually, he's located in like Shrewsbury. It's DE Gettle. So if you guys are ever in the Shrewsbury area near the NCR, check out his shop. He's got a lot of cool stuff, but usually has a couple of ZWs hanging around. Like I said, this is like I think it was $100. Tax and stuff was like 107 or whatever. And he just wanted it out. He's like, it's on consignment. It's a boat anchor. He's like, because I asked him about transformers, like, what do you got? Like any old ZWs? He's like, yeah, I got one. It's rewired. Someone did I don't know. They did a rewiring in there. I just don't think it's that good of a rewire, but they did put a new cord on it, so it's not like the old thin, flimsy polymer cord. Running the post-war stuff with the ZW, yeah, I think the MRC that dual, like I said, those are not cheap. They're if you find an MRC dual power on like eBay, they're probably like around $300-400. And the more expensive transformer, even more than the MRC and a ZW, if you get that MTH, oh god, what is it? The Z? It's not the Z1000, is it? At least I think it's not the Z1000. It's the one. It's a dual handle, but it's a monster transformer, and MTH sells those like crazy. Z4000. Thank you, Lei. Hey, Lei, how's it going, man? Sorry, I saw your comment up there. Oh, I totally skipped over the Z4000. I'm so sorry. The comments like totally like restack themselves. So weird. Yeah, Z4000's a powerhouse, and those transformers are really expensive. They're good. That's why they're expensive. They got the digital, or not digital, but the old LED looking readouts on them for your voltage and all that. So much fun, you know. But yeah, I would love to get a Z4000 up here. The MRC doesn't voltage boost when you press the whistle, causing trains to slow down too much. Yeah, that's true. Compared to the ZW, I do see a voltage difference in there. It's a lot of fun. Like when you hit the whistle and then the train speeds up, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I can run all the trains on this layout just with the ZW. I got 3 tracks going as of right now. She kicks butt. I mean, honestly, my old layout at my parents' place, I actually had the entire layout running off the 250, but I only had 2 tracks. I had some town lights that actually, what did we do? I think I had a hash mark. Like someone did that on mine. There's like hash marks of like where the voltage would have to be for certain things. And I think someone wrote like AC, like accessory on the handles on this. So when they would turn on their train layout, they would only put up the handles to a certain point, because I can actually see that. Yeah, I can see that on here. There's like certain tick marks someone drew with a Sharpie like a long time ago. And I actually did the same thing at my parents' place, running the town lights that my dad bought. They were from, I think, Christmas Village. Um, they were really nice, but they could only go up to max 10 volts. If not, all the lights would just go pop, 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 and they'd all flicker out. Because I did that once. I turned the power all the way up, and one of them went, and then they all went like a set of firecrackers. Brian Rock is back. Thank you so much for stopping by. Z4000s are the best, or sorry, are a beast. Sorry. MTH is doing another run of them, but still very expensive. Yeah, but they're good. That's what I've heard. They're really, really good. Brian Rock is doing doing good as well. That's good. Cool. ZWs are great, but I don't know why RWs aren't more known. Plenty of power, third step down from a ZW, and cheap. I picked mine up for maybe C7 condition for $25. It's not bad at all. MTH made a remote control for the Z4000 where you have a remote. You can control the voltage of the track and everything else from the handheld. What? Yeah, I was gonna say they sound. I haven't heard of that. I love MTH's stuff. That sounds really cool. I mean, honestly, it's probably where Lionel got the Lion Chief remote idea from. Yeah, I would love to find a Z4000 under like 500. Oh God, Brian Rock said his father may have COVID. Hopefully he's all right. Sorry to hear that, bud. That's horrible. Holy crap. JB Weld. That might work. How much effort do you put into repairing tenders? I don't have any that are like in cosmetic peril. I've got a couple of cheap ones that, they would work, but I don't even know what model numbers they are. They're like late 50s, early 60s plastic polymer stuff. But yeah. Mild. Oh, that's good. Yeah, hopefully he's all right. He'll be in my prayers. Yeah, hopefully he's all right, because COVID stuff, I have no idea what's going on with, a lot of the stuff out there, but hopefully he's all right. Yeah, the MRC stuff, they actually came out with a single action transformer, and those are still expensive because I tried to find one. It almost reminds me of like a boat. Oh God, like a boat throttle, because I think it's on the side. Like you actually here, I'll show you guys compared to having the ZW like this, like this way. I think the MRC single pulls out like this, like a boat handle or like an actual train. So hope y'all are wearing your masks. Not in my house. I'm good. The screw holes are crumbling. It's the big Lionel lines lettering. Oh man, I'll have to see that, because yeah, I've got a couple of them I've put back together. Actually, the Boston and Maine that I was running earlier, I glued it back using Tester's super glue. That stuff's really powerful. Actually, I was working with it. It just shot up my nose. It was nuts. It actually burned really bad. It was like when super glue was the good stuff, and I was seeing stars for a little bit too. So not purposely smelling super glue up here. It's just you modelers know how that is. Like the plastic weld is really bad too. That stuff's really bad to breathe in. It's actually got a carcinogen warning on the bottle. It says like, well, of course, everything causes cancer in California, but it had like a mega warning on the back. It's like, do not, use in open air room. Do not use in confined space. It's crazy. Is eBay the best online site to find deals on used O-gauge trains? Yes. And also check out Trains. It's TRAINZ, trains.com. Sign up for his newsletter because he runs specials all the time. Like, I'll show you guys really quick. He sends me emails, like automatic emails, all the time about like specials, deals. But he runs all his stuff through eBay. It's called Scott M. Griggs, and he will, like, if you go on his website, for instance, I'll click on Post War. It's called trains.com. So just reading what Mile High said. Sometimes the fumes just make their way up the nose. Yeah, it burns. Oh man. Here's the website, and yeah, this guy right here. Well, hopefully it will do it. There we go. He's not a sponsor, but I've bought a lot of stuff from him. Hopefully it. Oh, come on. Let's get closer. There it is. Trains. So check out his website. Scott M. Griggs. He's really cool. Like he runs a ton of sales on eBay. It's actually where I got my K4, my MTH K4 PS1 for $147, which is like nothing. And it's a 1361 number, which is pretty popular right now. I got my Baldwin switcher for, I think with tax numbers, like it's $200, but that's like a brand new locomotive. It came with the box. It's a smoking Baldwin and everything. You guys know how much I love my Baldwin switcher. $200 for something in the box, pretty much brand new with all the pieces. He'll sometimes say as is, but it's mostly, I'm assuming, from like estate sales. He doesn't go through it. He just wants to sell it. But I've had zero issues with him. He's, a good seller, and I think he's got like a 98% satisfaction rate on eBay. +1 for trains. Yeah. It's such a cool website. And like I said, check out eBay, his eBay store. And he does mostly buy now, so you're not going to sit there bidding on stuff. I hate bidding. I usually just do buy it now because I just don't have time to sit there and like bid, auto bid. The right-of-way 400-watt transformer was the king with 200 watts for each throttle. Wow. That is a crap ton of power. Wow. Yeah, I'll have to find something like that. Like I said, I want to keep the ZW, but I wish I could get the MRC because then I have the bell and horn, or bell and horn button, bell whistle button. I'm eventually thinking about making like a console because I already have like the box. I did a video on that. That video took forever. If you guys would like to check it out, it's basically how I wired up accessories on the layout. I would like to build a bigger box, sit the ZW inside of it, and then actually have like just the throttle arms sticking up, have a line of bell whistle controllers for each track, and then it's like a console almost. But I really wish I could build my own transformer and just have like the old Lionel accessory power packs. They run at like 8 amps. I think the power pack in here, I think it's 800 watts at 8 amps. and it's a Lion, pretty much a Lion, a legacy power supply. And I cut the prongs off. It was given to me by a friend. I cut the adapter off and then wired into my accessories. Let's see. I missed some comments in here. Super good place to buy used trains from. Yeah, definitely. I've seen trains. I bought a working number 397 coal loader for $40. I think it's the best as well as a seeing. Yeah, that's the guy right there. He's awesome. There's a right-of-way transformer on eBay right now being sold by trains. I'll have to check it out. Brian Rock, Western Washington and Western Oregon hopefully. Oh, you guys are getting rain. Nice. 370 with shipping. Probably 400 or better. Yeah, transformers are very expensive. I've seen guys fix up these old ZWs and charge like a fortune. Honestly, I picked up mine for $100. Anything over like 200, you can probably find a better deal somewhere else. A lot of these guys at shows will say, "Hey, it's rewired, it works." Well, then I would like to test it. And the best way to test it, it sounds awful, but the best way to test these ZWs is actually shorting it out and see if the circuit breaker works. This circuit breaker is really slow. I hate the circuit breaker in this transformer. It needs a new one, honestly. But for $100, usually I can figure out when the short happens because the train will like stop or the other trains will dramatically slow down. I can take the power off the track fast enough. But I like to set up a external circuit breaker if possible when I build this console thing I'm trying to think of. That's the Mac Daddy of Transformers. Let me look it up. I bet you I've seen one before. Let me look them up real quick. Let's go on the almighty eBay. You guys always get me on eBay. Oh, man. What's it? Okay, let me look up right of way. I never even heard of it before. The Handler Transformer. What? That thing looks evil. Is it supposed to be like a giant black box? Is that what it's supposed to look like? RW while you're at it. Yeah, I can look that up real quick. It literally looks like a big black box. Is that what this transformer is supposed to be? Like I just hope I'm looking at the right thing. It looks really evil. Right of way 400-watt dual AC transformer with meters and box. Holy crap. Yeah, this is it. This thing looks like out of Frankenstein's lab. Like, seriously. Jeez. When did these come out? Like the 1980s or 90s? Just wondering, because it looks like 80s technology. Not exactly sure. When I was younger, I got lots of Lionel sets with the CW80s in them. I have 4 of those and Atlas Transformer for my accessories, Z4000 for the trains. I'm not a huge fan of the ZW80s. I've got one on the platform. I got a newer, Mile High says 90s. Yeah, it looks 80s, 90s. It looks like some of the DJ equipment I used to use for like controllers and stuff like that. Late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, it's got that look to it. I mean, there's nothing bad with it. It looks freaking cool. Honestly, it looks heavy metal. Bill Benson owned right of way in the late 80s, 90s. That name sounds really familiar. But yeah, I got a CW80 on the workbench. It's my test transformer. The only reason why I like using it is because it does not have like a circuit breaker. The green light will flash. So if I hook up like pre-war motors to it, it'll still apply power, but it won't short out and blow the breaker compared to like my what do you call it, the MRC transformer back there. The circuit breaker would go dink every time I would try to like wire something up. The mainline industry. Robert sent a request to look up the RW. I'll look them up first. Then I'll look up the other guy. I promise. Let's see what we got. RW. I'll just type in Lionel RW transformer. Oh, one of these guys. Yeah. These are cool. I never owned one of these, but you usually find them with the handles broken off. You know what's funny? I said that. Look at the first listing on here, guys. That's so funny. I'm like, yeah, usually the handles are broken off. There it is. Look, the handle's broken off. You guys get the gist, but it's a classic post-war transformer. Yeah, and I'm like, these are great. If you ever have one of these, I mean, these things are so cool. This one needs a new cord too, but you could do a bunch of stuff with these. I think you can actually do you can bridge your transformers. You can put them in series. You can actually do that with this transformer to run your switches and stuff. These are awesome. Yeah, Robert, that's a great catch, man. I actually almost bought one of these for, I think it was like $10 at a flea market. And I told Nikki, I was like, I'll come back for it. I promise. I came back for it. It was gone because someone bought it for, it was like $10. And these are great. Like someone's selling theirs for like $100. But like it says it's restored and all that. It's like, nah, whatever. No, they're great transformers. They're better than that stuff they came out with in like the 90s, the plastic, the 75 watt. Well, it's a 75 watt transformer. I think they were only putting out like 35 watts at 3. It was like a 3 amp. And one of my good friends has one of those transformers. And I gave him a Williams train for his birthday. I had a double. I received a large collection, and it was a double in the collection. I was like, man, I don't want to sell it. I'll just give it to one of my friends. He'll enjoy it. And he ran on his track, and he actually sent me a video. The light would kick on, and it would run forward and go, and then it would stop, and then it would throw itself in neutral, and then it would just sit there and smoke. And I thought the engine was broken, and I looked at the specs of his transformer. It was only putting out like 35 watts at like 3 amps. It was meant to run like a circle under a tree. And yeah, that's from a Williams train. So yeah. So yeah, I recommended him to get a oh god, what was it? A Z1000 transformer, and he loves it. It's like running really well for him. And that's the MTH's, I think they call it like the most powerful ready to run transformer on the market right now. Cause I think it puts out 500, I think it's 500 watt at like 4 or 5 amps. I mean, it's kicking. So it's powerful. That was one era of the pull less. Oh, pull less motors by Lionel. Most disappointing motor I have. I've got some pull less motors. I've got pull more motors and pull less motors. Honestly, I was gonna say the trains that I have with the Lehigh Valley, that's great, dude. That's awesome. The pull less motors. I've got some MPC stuff on the shelf. They do okay, honestly. But I've got some stuff that's like, really, like, why did they do this? You know, wish they had magnet traction, but they put the traction tires on that would fly off. It's fun. I mean, some MPC stuff's great. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, but some of it's like, dang, like some of it's bad. So it's really bad. But I love most of the engines I have. But yeah, that was definitely the era of the Pool S. And a friend of mine actually had a circus set. It was I think it was called the oh man, it was like Bonnahoo Circus Train or Baileyview or Baileyhoo. That was it. Baileyhoo Circus Train from like the early 2000s, possibly late 90s. He bought the set used, and the set ran great with the transform. He said it's always ran with it, but it had a little baby DC motor in it. Hey, Tom, what's going on, buddy? Oh, it's all good. Front brakes, that's important. That's more important than a live stream. Got to be able to stop. Everyone, thanks to Tom. He sent me some information on the Boston and Maine that I was running earlier in the stream. We found out it's a pretty early, well, pretty late post-war, but it's a sick engine. But thank you so much for the help and the research on that. Yeah, Tom, it's the thing is, I don't think they could use Barnum and Bailey Circus. I think it's called literally Baileyhoo Circus Train. It's a cool set, like I promise. Like I rewired the smoke unit for him, but I think it's literally Baileyhoo Circus. It's a lot of fun. I have a TMCC single motor Pool S GP7 with the rail sounds. Can pull like 10 cars, maybe 12 on a good day. Jeez. Driving safe is more important. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Uh-oh. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Anyone coming into the stream? Actually, I've been dealing with some medical stuff. My ears are all messed up, so I got to take my antibiotics that make me feel like death. So Nikki's up here. It's like medication time.
Now that I'm home.
Now that she's home, yeah. There's someone's behind you. Yeah, I heard her coming up the stairs. It's all good. She's harmless. Mostly.
What's coming up the stairs next is not as harmless.
I got the cat coming up the stairs. Yeah, safety first. Boo. Yeah, that the Baileyhoo Circus set's really cool. I think if you hit the whistle button, the tender actually plays Send in the Clowns, classic circus song. The funny thing is, my friend, I tried telling him, it's like you got to have the wires wired up correctly, because if your wires are reversed, the bell will play the whistle and the whistle will play the bell. And then if you have it hooked up the correct way, if you hit the whistle button, then the circus music will play. So when he brought it over here, I've got all this stuff wired up correctly for the most part. He brought it over here to run, and he's like, man, I haven't heard that circus music in years. And I was like, your track was probably wired backwards at home. And he got home and fixed it. And he's like, yeah, it works now. But I mean, it's all sharing is caring, you know. It's all good. I believe they do have the rights for Barnum and Bailey, because those Williams cars are a fortune. Because I've got one of our well, you guys might know I'm Heath from Humanity City Junction. He was looking at circus cars, and he messaged me about. He's like, "Are these worth it? Are these worth it?" And I was like, "Dude, they're really expensive, but they look really nice, and they've got the full scale circus passenger cars and all that. I believe they do. So pretty crazy." But I think, I'm not sure if does Ringling Brothers still have like an entity? Is it still around, or they completely disband it? Because in that case, they might be able to use all the names and stuff without licensing. I'm not exactly sure because unfortunately I know the circus has been ousted. Don't want to get into that now. It's just really sad. Yeah, her desk. She's playing with the cat with one of my paintbrushes over there. It's hilarious.
I'm surprised she's staying here.
Grandpa has some old K-Line Barnum and Bailey's. Searchlights. What? No, that's awesome. Yeah, K-Line had a bunch of circus stuff, and that's actually what I believe was K-Line. K-Line stuff's pretty nice, honestly. Like I've had decent encounters with K-Line if you can find it. Really, I was on the hunt originally, like a long time ago, for a smoking caboose that was K-Line. Bailey Who's Circus, 2002. Hey, that makes sense. Yeah, the friend that brought over the Bailey Who's Circus engine, the smoker unit. So this is kind of funny how they wired it up. It was a bowl smoker, meaning it's got the metal bowl and the cap. The resistor that was in there, it was shorting itself out because they ran the power up the side of the smoke unit and the wire was shorting out before it could hit the resistor. It was like an old school resistor smoker. So when he brought the engine over, I was like, this resistor's still good. I just need to rewire it. But I gave him a brand new resistor just in case. And I actually tested the resistor out the other day. It works fine, but I just set him up with a kit. Actually, I forgot what it was. So the top of the smoker was metal. The newer ones that they sell in the kits are plastic. And they do that not only to save some money. What is she doing?
Just playing with the paper.
Oh. So the top of the smoke bowl was metal. What was happening is that the resistor was shorting itself out before it could finish going through the entire resistor and grounding itself out. So the plastic smoke top prevents that. So I swapped it, and on the inside it actually had Korean boards. So I told him, I said, man, there's Korean circuit cards in here for the reverse unit, and you should be in good shape for a while because MTH used to use Korean made boards, and they actually work out really nice compared to the Chinese boards that Lionel's making and has always made for the newer stuff that are complete garbage in most cases. If you look up Ringling K-Line, I think is the one. Unfortunately, I have kids. They may not realize what a circus is. It's going to be really sad. I remember going to the circus as a kiddo and seeing all the tricks and stuff. We didn't really care about the animals. Like, I know they took the circus stuff away mostly because of the animals and stuff. But honestly, I didn't really care about seeing lions and tigers and stuff. I thought that portion was kind of boring. I like the clowns and stuff. And the motorcycles and the acrobatics. The animal portion was just kind of boring to me, Robert has never been to a circus. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way this modern day is with the circus stuff. They're very against the animals and stuff. I'm like, whatever, we don't need it. So, I mean, I understand why, in ways. But yeah, I just wish they brought back something. They don't need as many animals. They could have like one or two and then be like, oh, cool. Well, they represent the circus. Give all those animals all the care instead of having like a menagerie, as that's what they used to call it. They have like all the and stuff. But yeah. So we're going to run the trains one more time. I'm going to call a stream because it's already 10:39. Let's end it at 11 because I got to get to bed. I got to get to work tomorrow nice and early. I just took medication, so I'm feeling good for now. I'm just whatever pills they gave me are awful, and it's meant to clear up my ears. For anyone checking in, I've got like a minor ear infection in both ears, so it's a lot of fun. Hey, Lehigh Valley, thank you so much for stopping by. Always great talking with you, and thanks for giving me all the tips and pointers of the Transformers in the same time zone. Oh, geez. Oh, he got to a circus in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, I wanted to go to the last circus, but with COVID, it didn't happen because they didn't do any events where I could have seen a circus in like Baltimore. But we used to go all the time as kids. And then Circus Soleil. That's actually a really good show. A lot of entertaining. That's Tom. That's what I'm experiencing kind of like right now. They got me on antibiotics, but they've basically, I don't want to get into details, but it's like, yeah, not good. So I've been drinking lots of water. But yeah, the ear thing, yeah, because the ears apparently have to do a lot with balance. So my ears are actually out of balance. I've been getting like a lot of vertigo, all that stuff. But yeah, let's run these trains. I promised you guys I'd run the Erie 2032. We'll run that on the center track. We'll get that going. So let's get these trains rolling. Yeah, Tom, I haven't had an ear infection probably like in, maybe like a good 15 years or so. Yeah, at Brian Rock, unfortunately, that's like the only way you can see the circus nowadays, by looking up on YouTube. Erie in your ears. I'll take the Erie Railroad over my ears right now. The poor abandoned Erie. All right, so I'll put this guy in reverse. Actually, wait, which track are you? Oops. Hey, Mile High, thank you so much for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Here's a pull-less motor in this locomotive up here. And we're going to hook up the 2032. Whoops. For now, I'm going to put the chassis up top. Doing that. All right, let's do. All right. 2032 is all hooked up, ready to go. Try some MTH smoke fluid in those ears. Oh, man. Hey, Brian Rock, thank you so much for stopping by. All right, guys. So I got the 2032 all wired up. She is so quiet. Listen to this. Or you can't really hear it, but she's quiet. Got the nasty horn hooked up to it. She sounds like a goose, but she runs great. What is that, a horn? Yeah, I hooked up a rectifier to one of the horns. So I don't have to use batteries anymore. I know it sounds kind of rough, but oh well. Yeah, it sounds horrible. I know. Hey, Ken, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you next week. Yeah. I think it fits it pretty nicely because it's an Alco, and Alcos are obnoxious, and I love Alco. Alco is flying. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Uh-oh. Here's an NPC error horn for you guys. That sounds awful. Hey, thank you so much, CB Tech. A sick bird or something, yeah. I have to make sure I stop the trains in a safe place. All right. I'll actually stop this one on the bridge. Just like that. All right. Yeah, this horn is awful. This is like the newsstand. This is that red structure behind the tanker. This is what it sounds like. Well, Awful. Tom, that's actually really funny you say that. I actually saw a rail scope at the Strasburg train shop down in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. He wants $30 for the TV, but he does not have the scope system in stock or anywhere. And he's like, it's a good deal. It's $30, but I'm like, it's a TV. But the crazy thing is, I think with the action camera that I have, I could actually hook up I could hook up the app on the phone, like running with the cell phone, and see where the trains are and stuff like that. But I would love a rail scope system. I just don't know where to find one. And I didn't know if that $30 is a good deal for the TV or not. So pretty cool. Hey, what's up, Artie? How's it going, buddy? Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, we'll cut the stream at 11 just because it's getting late. I have a system for the last 30 years and it works pretty good still. So what's it use? Does it use like a fiber optic or an actual camera? Like what's it use? Not too bad. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. It's been an interesting day. Very interesting day. $12.52. Yeah, on your side of the world. A CCD camera. How big is that thing? Like, is it like from the does it look like a action cam from like the 1980s? Does it take like like the big cameras that chase like bands around on, like on their back like this? One of the early digital cameras of its day. What? I'll have to look into it because the guy's got the receiver. It says tiny. Okay, cool. Yeah, the guy's got the receiver at the Strasburg train shop in the box. I thought it'd be a cool thing to do the video, like do a video on. But he didn't have the camera. He's like, you got to get one equipped with the camera. And I'm like, well, I don't know where I'm going to find one of those. You have one posted on your channel. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I've never heard of it or seen it. It's a little bit before my time. Not trying to make any of you guys sound old or anything. It's just before my collecting time frame and things like that. I wasn't really exposed to that stuff, but charge couple device, 80s technology. Well, I like 80s. The 80s were fun, even though I wasn't around, but the music was good. It's a GP9 locomotive with a camera in the nose. Yeah, I could mod. Honestly, I could probably mod one of my Jeeps with the camera in it. I'm not sure which one I'd offer to do it, but maybe I don't know. I got a bunch of locomotives here. I could I'm sure I could figure out something. 6-33000. Huh. Yeah, I'll look them up real quick because I'm intrigued. The guy at the store was like all for it. He's like, "Oh, it's really cool and everything." I'm just like, "Oh, well, it's $30. I don't know what this is." Jay, what's going on, buddy? I'll send everyone the story with your circus train. It was a lot of fun fixing that little engine. Actually, that's a big engine. It's not a little engine. We were talking about Transformers and all that good stuff about an hour ago. 80s were the best, yeah. Everything was still real. So I got this is real hair. I promise it's connected. The only scary thing is everyone I know, like all the musicians and stuff I've known that have had like long hair down to their butt and stuff, they're all bald now, and it's not by choice. It's because they don't have any hair left. Sweet. That's awesome, Jay. Yeah, that engine that's a nice piece. Like I was telling everyone about circus engines and stuff, and I was telling them that the boards in it are Korean, and they're actually really good boards compared to the Chinese boards. So, yeah, that was a fun engine. Yeah, I was telling the problem with it with the smoker. It was shorting itself out, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. Kind of scary because I saw the circuit card in there. I was like, oh god, but it's basic technology for the smoker. But that's so much fun to fix. But yeah, thank you so much. We're doing a lot of repair advice tonight. Oh crap! The new. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, the whole thumbnail of this stream was about the smoking caboose. I got the new GP9 working. That'll be a whole nother review video. Let me go grab the caboose. Actually, I got to roll it out of the shed. Here, I'll bring you guys to it because what we can do is, let's see. I got to take the. Oh, we got a short. Come on, Nick, get it together. All right, yeah, this guy just decided to jump ship. So here, what I'll do is I'll bring the caboose to the track. You guys will see it smoke. It'll be a lot of fun. And it's supposed to smoke, I promise. Let's see. Bring it out of the shed. All right, it's almost there. And there we go. Bring you guys out a little bit. Ta-da. I'll put the light on. And let me lower this a little bit. Oops. Where's the other? There we go. All right. So, oops. We're crooked. Well, here, we'll go that way. All right. Oh. All righty. So we got microphone squeaking. Oh, still shorting out down here. All right. See if it'll work. Still shorting out. What the heck is going on? All right. Leave it to New York Central to short out the entire layout. See if it'll work now. There we go. Here, we actually get the cars out of here. All right. She should start to smoke. There we go. Let me actually add a little bit. It's just your ears ringing. Yeah, my ears are like, they're not burning, but they are ringing a little bit. It's my fault for staying in a pool all day. So, all right, let's see. Add some smoke. All right. Let's see if it works. It should. Let's see. Sometimes it takes a little bit for it to heat up. There we go. Sometimes if there's a bubble in them as well. What flavor smoke tonight? JT's Mega Steam Big Boy Premium. Here we go, right here. Stuff smells like smells like bacon. Honestly, it smells like liquid smoke for like restaurant grade. There's a bubble in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Woohoo. Oh, she quit on us. Let me grab the other vision line. I got another one on the track. Let's see. I got the power all the way up on these too. Oh, there's that one. Maybe I put too much smoke fluid in. Let's see. That one's going. There we go. Woohoo! A little bit too much smoke fluid. Yeah, it smells like a barbecue pit. Yeah, I did. I did do that. I guess there was a bubble in the one. So, yeah, there we go. I've got a third one underneath the platform. That's a Union Pacific. These are from 1989 and 89. So these are probably all from the same 89 catalog. But these just, they smoke. Let's hit the Pennsylvanias down. Let's see. Yep, a whole lot of fun. So, never enough smoke. Exactly. Agreed. Yes, the Pensy one I picked up for a couple bucks. It was like $20 or so, which is pretty cool. Usually these go for man, I've seen them go for like $50 or so. I think they're full scale caboose or cabooses. But yeah, they're a lot of fun. Usually they're not as this dramatic. I've got the power cranked on these two, two cars, so they're smoking really nice. But usually you just see them kind of sizzle out as the train goes around. It's a lot of fun. You guys ever find any of these? Definitely pick them up. They usually work. I picked up one a couple years ago. I had some issues with it, so I had to return it. But it was like brand new, and had a fan smoker in it. So, hey, Conrail, how's it going? Yeah, the one on the left is only $23, I think. The one on the right was included in a collection that I picked up. Hey, Henry, thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, God, Nick's house isn't on fire. Nope, just the smokers up here. Let's see. Move this one up. There you go. That help at all? Nah, I think I added too much smoke in the left one. It'll take a little bit for it to burn out. But yeah, these are pretty cool. They really add to the collection, and I'd like to pick up more of these, but this is the first Pennsylvania one I've seen. The guy had another one in the same booth at the antique shop for like, I think it was like $48. And for some reason, this one was 25 or something, 23. And I was like, man, I got to have it. And he had the box too, but the box was completely warped and stuff. But I was like, whatever, I'm going to run the train. I'm not going to keep it in the box. This one's still going, even though the power's off. Pretty crazy, right? Sorting out his train room, hoping to operate and stream from next 2 weeks. That's awesome. You need catnip flavored smoke. Let's see, we'll get these. Hopefully that light just didn't burn out. Oh, there we go. I was like, what? The light burn out? We'll get them going one more time. So here's the difference, everyone. The guy in the Western Maryland car, if he's cooking, he's not a good cook. The guy on the left, he's doing a good job. This guy's burning his food. This guy's good. All right, everyone. So I'm going to call the stream. It's a little bit after 11. I got to get to bed. Unfortunately, I could sit here all night and play with trains and hang out with you guys. But I will do that during the if we do that 24-hour stream, that's the goal. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. I will do the 24-hour stream. I promised you guys that from day one. It's still in the books, and I'll let you guys know how that will work when we get to that point, but that's going to happen. Oh, Jay, they came with smoke units. They're called extended vision line caboose, and you can find them. They're Lionel, and they're from the 80s. They're pretty awesome. They're reliable. That's what I mean by that. I mean, you won't have any issues for the most part, but the newer ones, I had some issues with that. But everyone have a great night. Have a great week. Got some train stuff planned. A lot of reviews planned. I'm going to review the Boston and Maine. That will be up on the channel. Hopefully, I'm hoping by Wednesday, if I can get that up. And we also have a couple of other small adventures to put up online. Nothing too crazy. Then when fall hits, I got a lot of stuff planned. It's going to be a lot of fun. But thank you all for coming out tonight, to checking in the stream and hanging out here. For anyone new to the channel, like I said, every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If everything goes right, usually we're on by 8:05. But, issues happen. So thank you all for joining in. Until next time, everyone, happy railroading. We'll see you. Thank you all so much.